What's up, guys? So sadly, I had to work today for this Juneteenth thing or whatever it's called, but my uncle didn't. Um, so him and apparently my dad, he did go to work today later on, but they took the Nova Supersonic out for his first drive today. So he told me what happened, where I went. So now I'm going to tell you how it went as well. So I noticed the last time I moved it out of the garage, the trailer, that it takes a while for it to get into reverse gear now for some reason. So he noticed that as well. And then so he took it out, got it on the road, and like I said, I told you how I had the high stall in there, and I knew from what I thought would be the same from last time. And when you get it up to speed, it wouldn't be revving that high. He noticed the same thing. So when they got around what he probably thinks the speedometer doesn't work in it right now, I guess maybe around 50 miles an hour or so. The RPM is probably around like 2,500 or so, as opposed to what you think it might be. That would be like 40 something. So that's good. That's still what I thought it was. And I almost bet my other uncle, Rudolph, on that. I could have collected that bet. Anyways, so that went fine. And I drove it, the temperature stayed around, like I said, 180, so around there while I was driving it. That was fine. It was shifting okay from what he told me. However, I think he said it did cut off on him because I know that car was column shifted. So at one point it came out of park up there, and that caused the car to cut off. Apparently, from what he's telling me. And of course, I guess you got to turn it back up so you can start it back up again. So he did that, and got it back started, and I guess drove it back down to the house. Is that the dog? Yeah, that's the dog. So drove it back down to the house, and got it up back in the driveway, put it back down by the garage, and cut it off. A few minutes after he cut it off, he had noticed that the temperature, antifreeze temperature, whatever you want to call it, it went up to like 240 or something like that. Why sitting there it went up to like that, I don't know, but we gotta look into that as well. So now he's also thinking maybe something in the linkage is wrong because I forgot what he said, but that needs to be adjusted. I think maybe because for shifting in the reverse or something that isn't working right. I'm not sure. I wasn't down there, sadly. I did get off early, like a couple hours before it got dark, but he wasn't staying there much longer. So, and he did say that even when I was starting at all those times for a cold start for you guys, the timing still wasn't set quite right. He said it was real close, but it's not quite where it's supposed to be. So hopefully I'll get down there this weekend, maybe look at it again, back it out of the trailer, and see what happens. I'm gonna try to get it back on the road again. Maybe not though, because of the way the link is just, I don't know. I would like to drive it myself. It's like I said, the only time I've driven, I have driven it twice. First time when the transmission was working good, wasn't down. And I told you I was getting ready to take it to the car show, which didn't happen. I drove it around the lot where it was at first at by the shop, my mechanic shop. It's in an enclosed, fenced-in area. I drove it around down there, and it drove perfectly fine. That's before the transmission got to be done. So, like I said, it's a 3-speed in there. Of course, it's on the floor. You can auto shift it, or you can put it in the first and shift it yourself. So that has to be looked at to see why that's acting up. But he had he put the pretty much is ready to go. Only thing really left now is 2 things, maybe 3 things, but the main thing I need to get there right is the seatbelts in it. I'm gonna try to get that rear view mirror on there and maybe adjust that driver's side mirror because it's real loose on there. Other than that, I think I can honestly say all the mechanical parts up until what he just told me are complete. So we shall see what happens next. Well, like I said, we got that transmission issue to figure out. The linkage problem should be a simple fix, I would think. We'll look into that this weekend, hopefully, and we'll find out what's going on there. Other than that, I said it drove fine. Like I figured it would, you know. I guess you think of it like somebody learning. It takes off. Yeah, we'll do it like that. It takes off like somebody. I guess you could say learning how to drive standard for the first time. They would like rev it up to like 5,000 and slowly let the clutch out while keeping it there until you get all the way out, and then it starts accelerating. You go to the second gear, you do the same thing, rev it up to 5 and then let it out again, but it stays at like 5 the whole time. At least when I drove it the first time, it stays all the way up there until it fully gets going. You let off and then you give it back on a little bit, and it just accelerates like it's supposed to normally. So the stall is just for getting it going. Now my thing is, as well as my uncle said, I don't understand. We don't understand how he's launching it like that. I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to rev it up to, and I don't even know if it's got a trans brake in it. I never even tried that button. What you rev it up to, and then you let off the gas, and then let off the brake, and then it was supposed to launch itself. Right now, I don't think it'll do it. But like I said, that's another thing down the road. At least I want to get it cruisable right now. So it's almost pretty much there. So we got the EVAP canister. The overflow tank for the antifreeze is on there. We got an intake plate on there with a place to hook up the vacuum hose for the transmission because I never had that before. So we had to get that done, and that's on there. And we've moved the fuel pressure adjustment regulator thing further down, so now we can actually put the hood on there, which I'm assuming he did. I don't think he drove it. He might have drove like Cletus does with no hood on him. I don't know. So he got that moved, and so he can adjust it. He said it still doesn't stay where it's supposed to be. It goes from like 15 to 17, then it goes up to like 20 something and comes back down. And he did say when he went to go put it back in the garage after it sat for a while, it did take a while to start back up. So I don't know. So look at that. But other than that, it drove kind of like I thought it would. Just to get it going, you gotta stall it all. Rev it all the way up, and then it takes off slow, and then you get up there and you shift to second, shift to third, and you're cruising right around. Like pretty much maybe like the SS10 does. The Black Knight stays around 2,000, 2,300 in there. It's not nearly as bad as what my manual cars do. The manual, the Sonic, it stays up at like 3,000 the whole time. But that probably makes sense for that car because that's pretty much where the power band starts at. So you really want to punch it and give it. It's already right there in the power band that she takes right off. If I really wanted to, I could shift to fifth and then get up to like 4 and then go. But either way. So we'll have to figure this out and see what's going on from there. Sadly, I wasn't there, but for the most part, the 71 Nova, aka Supersonic test drive, I think went pretty damn good. So, catch you guys in another video. This is done on my computer, so maybe the quality looks a little weird. Sorry about that, but my tablet's kind of full of memory space right now, and I didn't want to hold my phone up here the whole time doing that. All the videos you've been seeing lately have been coming from this. I haven't touched this thing in a while, so looks like it's turning out pretty good. So, anyways, talk to you guys later. Test drive, I think, went pretty damn good.